Welcome to our solar eclipse episode. We are eclipsing as we speak. Fully eclipsed.
Fully eclipsed.
I hope no one looked directly into the video.
Do you have your glasses on?
Right, do you have your solar eclipse glasses? Because if not,
I don't have mine.
we're selling
We have
Unwell eclipse glasses, so
Get
slide
them on
into
our
our
hat.
DMs. Yes. All right, let's get right into
Let's
this.
do it.
Still unwell.
Unwell. So unwell.
I'm gonna kick it off just because you can probably hear that I'm unwell with my nasally congestion and my bright red nose, and that's not actually the only reason I'm unwell. My phone updated on Saturday night. Like, I think it's set for automatic updates. So I'm like, okay, I do this thing every day where I go in and I search my photos by the date, and then I delete ones that I don't need. It helps like keep my phone cleaned out, and I've gotten into the habit. Well, I went to look and I was like, I don't remember this photo being on there. So my phone had pictures from 2018 and on, and when I went back in, it had pictures from the end of 2014 and on.
Yes.
So in some ways, that was really wonderful. I had pictures of my grandmother that I had previously thought I lost. I had some good memories, some great pictures of us. We might even post those for you guys.
A little snippet of a video.
Some real good stuff. We were actually featured at our place of business on this big video they did for a promotion. But I was also unwell because not all of the memories from 2014 to 2018 were good, and obviously those had been erased, but now I had to spend Sunday morning going through and looking back and erasing. So
You did erase them?
I absolutely
Okay.
did, yes. So that had me a bit unwell because it was very unexpected. But yeah.
So I'm unwell. I feel like last time I was unwell was because of my kids.
I think the popcorn.
Yeah, it was popcorn. So I'm unwell again because of them. I'm currently in therapy for that because I'm in a constant cycle of unwellness. But I'll just say that my oldest tried my patience. Oh, she tried it. And I almost left. I was like, all right, I'm out. I'm moving to California. We're gonna shoot the podcast there. Like, I can't do it. Like, literally, I cleaned the bathroom door. That's how unwell I was. I was just like, I'm gonna clean this door because if not, I'm gonna take it off and bust her in the head with it. But I did clean the door. I did apologize to her because I was out of line of how I spoke to her. Not what I said, but how I said it to her. So I did apologize to her, but I also had a conversation like, this is why you don't talk to me like this or anybody else like this. But I'm sorry that I talked to you how I did. However, watch yourself. You are a child. I'm an adult. I don't want to have to fight you, but I will.
This ain't no gentle parenting. Okay?
Right, no, it's nothing gentle over here. So she had me very unwell, but today's a new day.
Beautiful.
I'm gonna try. Yeah, it's a beautiful day. I went for a walk this morning. So I'm gonna try to not be unwell by my children. But
It's wonderful.
if you have kids, you know you're in the constant cycle of unwellness. So.
Well, keep us posted.
Right.
Let us know if the next time we're filming we're in California. I think the answer will speak for itself.
Right.
She left.
Coming live from LA.
Yes, we're gone.
She gone.
Right. Well, if you had the good fortune of catching our, getting a koozie from our first merch drop.
Yes, we had a merch drop.
Please, we'd love to see them out in the
Baltimore
wild
area. Oh, in the wild.
or the Baltimore area. So if you're using your koozie, snap a picture, tag us.
Tag us.
Because we'd love to see them. They were a part of our opening day. And the last episode we talked about our previous opening day experiences. So I think it's worth it to probably discuss 2024 opening day.
I feel like I had a ball.
An absolute blast.
The pizza. Though, how many times did we get in line? So we went to Jimmy's Tailgate. I feel like they do a great job. Drinks are good. Food is good. Entertainment, obviously, Pauly D was there. But that brick oven pizza, like they had brick oven pizza, then they
Oh.
was just like doing slices of it.
Oh.
We literally got in line like three or four times.
Just a constant loop. And honestly,
solar eclipse.
yeah, we were eclipsing early. The fact that they just brought the brick oven, like, okay, let's pack up, grab the
Yes.
brick oven.
Yes, get it. Who got the brick?
Yeah. It was so good.
It was so good.
And honestly, I felt so responsible because we were eating.
Oh, okay.
Like,
I
we
was like,
kept food in our
yes,
stomach.
Yes.
I was drinking. They had hoop tea there.
Oh, yeah. That
We were
was
both
really
drinking
good.
So good.
Hoop
Shout
tea
out
was
to Hoop
really-
tea, man.
yeah.
That was
And the girls that were working it, when they was like, they ran out of cans, they were like, we'll just fill up your can.
yeah, which was
the-
awesome.
Because the first one we got, I think, was sugar free or something.
Yeah,
But
the
the
light.
one with the sugar, that joint hit. I
Yeah.
was like, oh, that's good.
Yeah.
And shout out to Jimmy's, they had like mixed drinks and stuff. But also, we found out at the end, which I told RJ they would do it. Anyways,
Yeah.
we got Tito's and soda, which we could have. I could have started with that, but I digress. I had one at the end, so that's all that mattered.
Yeah.
And I felt like we both were at a good level of not too far. Like I did not throw up.
No, no vomit.
We did see the game.
Yeah.
We were at it. We could have saw it. We didn't, but we.
I feel like we were just having so much fun, and
Yes.
we had a good table and a good spot that I was
Right.
like, let's not give this up. But we paced ourselves enough at the Tail Goat.
Mm-hmm.
We got to dance to Pauly D.
Yes, I did 2 shots at the tailgate too.
Did you?
Mm-hmm.
Wow, your tolerance is much more adaptable than mine because I would have
I
been.
don't know if that's good or bad, but yeah, I did 2 shots. That's 2 or 3. I did tequila and I did Tito's. That tequila, I don't know what that was. It was disgusting, but
Ooh.
the Tito's that joint went down smooth. It was
That?
it was good.
I feel like continuing to run into people I knew was, I mean, it was so out of hand. Like, you occasionally, it's Baltimore, you run into people. I'm talking like people I went to school with, like
Yo.
one from elementary school on, and my guy was
Yo.
unhinged. Listen, I have joked for years that he peaked in elementary school. Like, people peak in peak in high school typically. No, elementary. And from there, I mean, like, okay, fine, but after, like, he's sliding in all my friends' DMs. It's just
Really?
a whole mess.
Oh,
And so then we saw him, we saw another fella, and they were friends. And
Mhm.
so that was silly. I saw people that I used to work with.
oh yeah, you did see
I
everybody
did,
you knew.
yes.
I didn't see anybody I knew. Did I?
Not that I remember.
No.
And man, I couldn't stop.
Yeah, everybody knew you.
Yeah.
I feel like we did a good job for our interviews too.
Yes.
Which was, literally like one of the scariest things. And
Approaching strangers.
It sucked for me because it was more white people there. So obviously I'm interviewing the white people. She interviewed like one black girl or 2 people.
Shout out to Twani.
I was going to say,
Love her.
shout out to black women because
Oh.
that whole group was just,
I loved them.
their energy was high.
Yeah.
They were just really cool. We talked to them after we finished interviewing.
Yes.
Like they were just really cool. Not to say that the other people we interviewed weren't great.
I
Because
just
I
know
feel like,
Twani's following.
yeah.
And I follow her TikTok now.
But
But yeah, no, they were, and we generated some good conversation
We did.
from that.
Because the one girl we did interview, the young girl that was in line for her boyfriend, and she just kind of broke up her. I just wanted to hug her. Like
I
she was
know.
like, I wanted to put her in my pocket.
I know.
She was so sweet.
Yeah, she was.
She was adorable.
She really was, and I know she's following us too. And forgive me, because I cannot remember her name.
No.
But you were tiny, dark-haired little angel.
Yes, little angel.
And hope you're well.
But we interviewed some good people.
Mhm.
So that was fun. Also from our interviews, I don't know if it was a bot or not, but somebody did jump into somebody's DMs
Making connections.
and they were like, "Are you really single?" And she's like, "What are you talking about?" It was like, "From the podcast." I was like, look at unwell. Put it together.
making
However,
connections.
she didn't talk to that person because they didn't follow. I think they might have followed 3 people. It was like real generic.
Yes.
It was crazy.
The profile
However,
did look sketchy.
a love connection possibly happened there. She met another fella there.
Yes, that's right.
So
that's right.
shout out
That's
to
right.
opening day for making love connections. 'Cause
Absolutely.
that's what happens.
It's real.
That's what happens at opening day. Love
That's what happens.
You love.
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 Mhm.
What else? This is what how the young kids
This is
do
the oh
yeah. So yeah.
yeah
You're
no
right.
beautiful.
What else from opening day? I feel like that.
Well, so we
Mhm.
went from the tailgate. We went to the game,
Mhm.
and we left the game before it ended
Yeah.
to get to Banditos.
We went. That's where we went.
That's where we went. That's where we were for hours. We had a time.
A time was had.
We had a time.
Listen, so I know it may not come across on a camera, but in real life, listen, your girl was doing her thing. Multiple people. I got several winks. They were in love.
Flocking. I mean, flocking. I'm like,
it's like, okay. But I did not make any love connections because I'm already connected. However,
they would have, if they could have, they would have. I'll put it that way. If they could have, they would have.
It was a time.
Yeah, and then I kept running into people I knew at Banditos.
Yes.
Which also had me unwell.
Yeah,
because that was
like,
a whole...
As soon as we walked in.
Yeah. She was like, do you remember me? And I'm like, this is never good when someone says that.
Right.
Because if I remember you, it's then probably all right. But if I don't, I'm like, oh, shit, I'm going to have to atone for my sins on this one.
Right. So, yeah.
Yeah, but that was such a good time. Everybody was, I feel like, had like good vibes, good times, dancing, having some drinks. Peyton met up with us. That was good.
Oh, I love Peyton.
And Fesco.
Fesco was there too. I forgot about
I love
Fesco.
Mm-hmm.
He was there.
Mm-hmm.
It's coming back to me now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Fesco, because then we ended the night at Public House, which shout out to Public House because my friends own the bar. But yeah, we were upstairs. It was really just us. We were dancing. Did one more shot then. I was like, gotta go.
Right. Because
and I think everybody was on the same page because then RJ and Kelly left and like Shannon and Mark, everybody's gone.
Yeah.
So went home, ordered a pizza. Me, Taylor, and Peyton, and housed that and called it a night. A lot of pizza on opening day.
Yes.
But no throwing up.
No throwing up. I did have a hot dog.
Yeah, we had hot dogs.
We had a glizzy.
What?
A glizzy.
A glizzy?
Yeah, that's what a hot dog is called.
In what world?
In young people world. A
The
glizzy.
youth calls hot dogs glizzies.
Yeah.
You're taking something that doesn't even sound like
Glizzy.
a glizzy. Could I have a glizzy? Could I have a kosher glizzy?
Kosher, please.
Could I get a chili glizzy?
Yeah, so. I was scared because I said I wasn't going to do sausages again because I feel like that's
it was stuck in your chest.
Yeah, but the
She
glizzy
had
went
one.
down fine.
She sucked down the glizzy.
No problem.
Shout out to glizzies. Would you do Jimmy's tailgate again?
Oh, for
tailgate
sure.
again.
For
You
sure.
already had though, right?
Yeah, we did it last year.
Okay. I would too.
I would definitely do it again. And then also, I didn't do it last year, but that RJ and Marky and all them, and they did probably again. They did a Ravens tailgate.
Oh.
During the Raven season.
Oh, okay. I remember that one.
Yeah.
Yes.
But
I would do that again in Raven season.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It was definitely fun. Good times. Good. The food is, for me, it's about the food. I feel like at the other one we went to, it was just like one thing of food, and if you didn't like anything else, that was it.
Mm-hmm.
But
and
with this one,
fast.
it went very fast. It's like they had
options.
it was options, but it wasn't just people from Jimmy's like making food. It was other places that you could get food from.
I liked that. Yeah, that they had different vendors.
Right, vendors. I couldn't think of the word.
Yeah,
so, yeah.
Costly ticket, and I meant to I told myself, I'm like, oh, I should find Brady Anderson. Like, it'd be cool to get a picture with him. My mom would think that's cool, but I never saw him or Nick Markakis. I don't even know where they were. But they did not get a koozie, so sorry, guys.
So, sorry. But I think opening day was a success as far as we paced ourselves. We didn't go too far. We went too dry. I feel like I had to have a little bit of liquid courage to walk up to complete strangers and be like, hey, can I ask you some questions for my podcast? No, follow us.
Right.
Open up your phone.
We literally, it's like, oh, you don't have Instagram? Like, we literally have 50 koozies.
Funny story. So, the next day I had a nail appointment, and I was like, why did I schedule this? Like, I barely wanted to.
I had a wax appointment the next day. I'm an idiot. An idiot.
So, I'm scrolling or something, and I was like, oh, we have 100 followers. Because I think when we started, we might have had like 70 or 75 before opening day. So I was like, oh, okay, we got our followers up. And I said it while I was at my nail tech. She was like, oh, that's good. My nail tech has 58,000 followers. And she was so sweet. She was like, oh, that's good. Yeah.
She's like, losers.
58. 1,000.
Wow. Maybe she could repost it. Get some Unwell in there.
Well, let's just talk about Des Did That. We're just gonna keep every episode. We'll mention her.
Camera, baby.
Right. We'll put them.
Yes. And if you're not following her, what's up? You need to.
Well, I'm 58,000
She
or
deserves
so. I
more.
think yeah.
Yeah, we do too.
Yeah. Get us there.
Yeah. Tell your friends, your family.
So yeah, that was funny. Moving on from opening day, we're gonna go right into it because I feel like we didn't. Well, obviously we were in court last week, but we gotta talk about Beyonce.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we have to talk about the album, country music, and just how we felt around it. So, you wanna go first?
I spent a good portion of the weekend listening to it. I had a whole girls' weekend.
Oh, right.
And-
Can you pull it up? Because I want to look at the list of it. Yeah. Okay.
I was like 27 songs is a
Yeah,
a
that
lot.
was a lot too.
But also, I know some of them were just like little clips
Mhm.
of talking. I very much enjoyed it. It was delightful for me. I loved the Jolene
Mm-hmm.
cover. I thought that was great.
Okay, so I'm not a country music fan. Like, if it's a huge popular song, obviously I'll listen to it, but I haven't listened to like a whole country music album or anything like that. So how would you rate it as a country? And even though she said it's not country music, this is a Beyonce album, but how would you rate it as far as like a country album? Like, did it feel country? Did it feel new country or alternative country? Like, or did it just feel like Beyonce?
No, I think there were definitely country elements on there.
Mm-hmm.
But I would say if alternative country is a thing, maybe that. But to me, it just felt like Beyonce.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
So one of my favorites was Blackbird, only because I just like that song and the meaning behind it.
I would play a clip, but I don't know if it'll mess up.
Oh,
But,
yeah.
I liked that one too.
And the more I listen to 16 Karat, just like listen to the words of it, I like that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's another one I never can think of it. It's like the one that's like upbeat. I forget.
Yaya?
Might be Yaya. And the girls like Texas Hold'em. But I would listen to this album while I'm working, like background noise. I don't want to listen to it while I'm out. Like, I don't want somebody to be like, yeah, put on that new Beyonce. Like, no. However, I did enjoy it. It didn't feel super country to me, but it didn't feel like R&B, or it didn't feel like, pop either. So
No, I would agree with that.
but I did enjoy it, and I have been listening to it, and I just basically, when I'm at home, I just turn it on and listen to it.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I did because I hadn't heard it, and so it's a good way to listen to the whole thing too.
Mm-hmm.
And at this point, I haven't necessarily learned which songs are which, but
Right. I know a lot of people like the one with Miley Cyrus.
that one was down here. Most Wanted.
Yeah.
I like Miley's voice.
Mm-hmm. I think their voices go well together. I didn't dislike it, but
No, but I also didn't feel like, oh wow.
Mm-hmm. That was the other thing too. I don't think anything I said, oh wow, like.
It reminds me, they're not the same at all, but
Mhm.
I remember back when you sent me the Lemonade
Mhm.
album, and I just listened to the whole thing through,
Mhm.
and that was kind of, I feel like, a little different in ways. Like the
Mhm.
song with like Jack White, I don't know, I really liked that album, and this kind of makes me feel the same way, that I don't think anything is going anywhere crazy,
Mhm.
but I like it.
And I think it's also something that you'll listen to over and over and over again,
Mhm.
and then it'll be like, it'll expand. It's not like a big album, if that makes sense.
No, I would agree with that.
Which I kind of was expecting, because I feel like, the first one, what was it? The Renaissance.
Mhm.
There were big records on it.
Right.
I feel like nothing is necessarily big. Everything is
No.
just very well put together. They all sound, it flows.
Yeah.
Like, it's a complete album. Like, you want to listen to it from top to bottom.
Yeah, no, I
But it's
agree.
nothing like in your face big.
No, I feel like she used Texas Hold'em to really
Mm-hmm.
bring people in, because that probably is one of the most country
Mhm.
and from the standpoint of like
Right. Right.
which I really like too. It's catchy.
Right.
But yeah, I would say I don't think it's gonna like move him out.
Yeah, but I feel like it's a good listen.
Mm-hmm. It's definitely worth a listen.
Oh, for sure.
Yes, we are Cowboy Carters.
Yes, we should have had cowboy hats on, but
Next time. No, I'm kidding. I'm not gonna have a cowboy hat next time, and I didn't want to pump fake our fans.
Yeah, I was lying.
Okay.
I do have cowboy boots though. Only because I was having this conversation with my girlfriend, because we were talking about it. She's like, I ain't buying no fucking cowboy boots, but I have cowboy boots only because I don't know if this might be a little bit before your time, but when like I was like started buying heels and like was like if I'm gonna buy a nice pair of shoes,
Mm-hmm.
it was BCBG.
Okay, yeah.
And so I had a pair of I still have a pair of BCBG cowboy boots, and I couldn't give them away because I paid like $200 for them, and I was just like,
no,
$200.
There's gonna come a moment when you're gonna use those, and you're like, hell yeah.
I did, but you know, Faye made us do a Texas themed Father's Day.
You see,
They came in there. No, I hadn't worn them for years.
they
Literally,
still fit. They were just waiting for that little family photo shoot.
I'll put a picture up, but yeah, definitely had on.
I want to see it anyway.
Okay, yeah, it was something to behold. So, shout out to BCBG who had all the girls in the hole, because this is before like people knew. I mean, you knew about like Coach or like
oh yeah,
Louis Vuitton or Gucci, but everyday people wasn't really wearing Louis Vuitton or wearing Prada, or wearing Balmain. Like that wasn't a thing.
What?
So
Balmain.
Yeah.
Okay, we don't need to get into it, but that's not.
But if you were like, I'm gonna spend a lot of money, I'm a BCBG. That was
right.
That was
That was the flex.
Right. Michael Kors was a flex at one time. Remember that? Like,
please, do I remember that? I was like, oh, does anyone see my bag? That was for me.
Remember, everybody had a Michael Kors watch.
Oh, dude, I had more than one.
I was like, I'm not gonna do it.
Oh, I loved it.
I refused to do it.
I feel like if you could encompass me, I'd be a Michael Kors watch. Like, I just would. It was like Coach and then Michael Kors, and I had to have that watch. Watch in the bag, but the watch I would have picked over the bag.
Really?
100%. I've always worn a watch though, and that was
you. You are a Michael Kors watch.
Yeah.
I love that for you.
Thank you. I still have one.
Do you?
Mm-hmm,
you wear it?
No.
Oh.
I have the Apple. I mean, the Apple Watch just takes over your whole life.
It does. Once you get into that cult, you're
like,
then I close my ring.
Yeah. Right. I'm like, oh, time to stand. Been sitting on my butt. I missed that ass. And I'm like,
Okay. Yeah, we digress.
We're digressing. Speaking of incredible females.
Women's finals was yesterday. Such a good game. I was telling Sarah, I feel like we need to talk about it, even though she's not a sports girly. We talked about women's basketball, so might as well talk about the tournament, the national tournament, talk about the finals. So, Iowa versus South Carolina. I feel like, so I was telling Sarah, part of me, obviously I was rooting for South Carolina. I'm sorry, I'm mumbling. I was rooting for South Carolina, Dawn Stanley. I just love her anyway. I love her team. Everybody's young. They had graduated 5 seniors. Not 5 seniors, excuse me, 5 starters. So basically had a whole new team. I know Raven was there last year, but basically a new team of people, a lot of freshmen. And then going against Iowa, who has Caitlin Clark. And that had been the talk about women's sports, about women's basketball all year. Caitlin Clark. So almost like the Tom Brady, like when somebody's so good, you just don't want to see them win. But I didn't want to see her win because I wanted South Carolina to win the whole time.
Sure.
But I was telling Sarah, I feel like because of her, it brought a spotlight onto Black women, Black athletes who have been grinding and playing the sport for so long, who didn't necessarily get the recognition they deserved. And because of such her bright star, and she's a great player, I'm not taking anything from her, and she's going to kill in the WNBA, but it showcased how good South Carolina was and how they had an amazing coach, an amazing year, and how they just came out. And then also they had lost to Iowa the year before in the Final Four.
Oh.
So, they were set up. They want to come back and show them because they were, so they were undefeated last year until they lost to Iowa.
Okay.
They were undefeated this year and they stayed undefeated because they beat Iowa. So, that was great. But like we said before, like I was not only because they were black, but that was a big thing, but I was rooting for South Carolina because I'm like, it's basically a full team of black women. They do have white women on the team, but it's 99% black, and Iowa is 99% right. Yeah. And they had one player who played really well, Stokely. She was center. She had a heck of a game. Who was like, I think maybe the only black player on there. But you know, shout out to them. They did a good job. It was a great game, but I was definitely rooting for South Carolina. So it felt good. Felt good to get the W.
Hey.
Caitlin will go to the WNBA, and hopefully, you know, it'll be people it will translate to the WNBA, because I feel like I don't even watch the WNBA like that. Like I watch women's college basketball. I don't really watch WNBA, so hopefully whatever happened in college will translate to the WNBA as well, because some good players are going to the WNBA that that you've been talking about, you followed through their careers. So
yeah,
hopefully it will translate. But shout out to women. We can do everything.
Everything.
What can't we do?
No, we're on top of the world.
We are. And we deserve it.
Speaking
of women,
it's not gonna go where you think it's gonna go.
No, this has been on my pet peeve. I don't know, like it's been agitating me.
Yeah.
So hot topic, controversial topic. If you feel away, go ahead and turn off now.
Yeah,
because
trigger warning potentially for women's health and bodies.
It's about to get real.
Yeah.
So I think it was last week or 2 weeks ago. I saw it was a senator or a U.S. or a representative. She was talking about how she was going to have to get an abortion because her pregnancy wasn't viable. This has happened several times. And, she was like, thankfully, I live in a state where this isn't an issue and not going to have an abortion. But, this shouldn't be the case. And it got me thinking, I hate that the only time that we talk about abortion is for when it's rape or incest or the pregnancy isn't viable. There are a lot of women out there who are having abortions because they know they can't handle a baby. They don't have the means. They don't have the time. They just know they can't bring another life in this world. So, not saying that we should be using abortion as a form of birth control. However, I would like to see the statistics on how many people are having abortions just because they're like, yo, I can't have this dude baby. This dude, oh no. I cannot be attached to him for the rest of my life. Or I have 2 kids and I'm not ready for another one. Or I just don't want a kid and I thought I was taking my pill and I messed up and I slipped up.
You're human,
right?
So, yeah, no, for sure. I don't think that having the option to do it if it's not right for you in your life should be a sin. As I think that religion can look at it as with the heartbeat rule
But you can have a heartbeat and then it can go away.
Correct. That rule, there are too many different things and that just doesn't work. I also think the argument is, you look at it and you're like, well, talk about life. You're talking about life when it's in a womb versus how it's going to grow up.
Right.
How will it be in society? How will it be afforded the things? I mean, financially, mentally, there's so many things. And if you have the self-awareness to be like, hey, I can't do this.
Right.
And maybe I could, but I can't do it well and it's not fair to someone else.
Right.
Then that makes more sense. We got to look at a society as a whole.
Right. It shouldn't be just like, oh, this isn't viable. Oh, I was raped. No, I made a mistake.
Yeah.
Mistakes happen.
They do.
I don't want to bring this life into the world that I can't take care of. Now I'm on assistance. Now, my mental health is struggling. I got postpartum. Just all of that before it is a life, it can be taken care of. So.
Right, it can be, and it's much simpler. And also, again, it stems back to a point where men are making these decisions.
Right.
Which is garbage. And I think, too, it's just simply too expensive. You have to be really, not making a lot of money to get assistance. And even when you're getting assistance, it's not affordable.
Right.
It's not affordable.
And then the way the system works is if you're getting assistance, you can't make but so much and then you get off of it. And now you don't want to make too much because you can't afford it.
Right.
If you make $2,000 more, and now you're still poor.
Right.
You can't afford to take care of this child without
Correct.
the assistance. Shoot, I can't afford to take care of mine.
Yeah, it's insanely expensive.
It's crazy.
For anything.
So why not say, hey, before this is something, let's take care of it.
Right.
But I have not a funny story about abortion, but a funny story about the morning after pill. So, I don't know what happened, but I was married. I must not have been on birth control. Whatever the case was, got a little too excited and needed a morning after pill. I was going to a funeral with my mom, and I didn't have my ID.
Oh.
So I'm like, Faye, don't ask no questions. We got to go to CVS. You got to go get me a morning after pill.
And then we'll keep on keeping on.
Don't, just go get it. So we're in line. I'm with her. She's getting the pill. In the middle of getting the morning after pill for me, she's having a hot flash.
Oh.
She's like, obviously, it's not for me. But shout out to Faye
Faye's so real.
for getting that pill.
Yeah.
Wasn't ready. And we should have the option. We should have all options.
Yeah.
Morning after pills,
Yes.
abortions if need be.
Exactly.
Whatever the case.
And I know that you made the point, and I do agree, they should not be used as a form of birth control. It's not good for your own health.
Right.
It's not good just in general, because there's so many different alternatives out there. But
Right.
nobody ever wants to talk about it. Like,
Right.
I think the first thing that comes to mind when people think about, like, maybe safe sex or, like, talking about the conversations, birth control. What about how you get pregnant?
Right.
Understanding your own cycle. 'Cause
Right.
for me,
Oh no.
not till
yeah.
I was 30-some years old. And I do mean just recently. I'm 36.
Right.
Like, I would say within the last 2 or 3
For
years.
sure.
To get a full understanding
For sure.
on how your cycle works.
Yes.
We need to teach people that so they
Right.
can have the awareness of when you can get pregnant, how you get pregnant.
Right.
I mean, no one's really addressing the root of the issue.
Right. Is we're not talking about our own sexualities or our own bodies.
Like, we're all uncomfortable.
Right. Yeah. Let's get comfortable with being uncomfortable. Let's
Yeah.
talk about the real issues. We don't have to just have these points that we can get the Christian right wing side on. Like, okay, she was raped, she can have an abortion.
Right.
No.
And
Well, how about she doesn't understand her body? Let's just start there.
Right.
These young,
she doesn't end. Girls get their period younger these days.
Yes.
So the ability to get pregnant becomes younger, and
Right.
you know,
Why do you think that is? You think it's the antibiotics in the chicken?
that's the only thing I can attest to is the food.
Yeah.
But we blame everything on the food,
Mm-hmm.
and then we keep eating it. And what other choice do we have? What are we gonna grow? Everyone's gonna grow their own garden.
Right. No, absolutely not.
That could be a whole other conversation too, because I could just get into the preachiness of people who just think that they know best, and they're out here
But
touting
the whole
it.
thing, even with that, like, where you gonna get your seeds from? The seeds are already messed up. The soul is messed up.
Yeah,
Everyone is unwell.
We are all unwell.
Unwell.
America is unwell.
That's why we need
Great.
abortions.
Don't get me wrong, all patriots. Settle down. Settle down. But yeah, we're unwell. This shit ain't right. It's not.
Mm-mm.
There's a reason why things happen as they do, and it's not just it's not gonna happen to a whole wide group of people just because there's got to be something behind it. But
Right.
truly, the education piece, like, we have to educate. We have to do better for everyone.
Right.
If you're armed with the tools to make a firm decision, and you understand, like, your body, you understand money, you think about it. We're sitting here, like, do you have home ec? We talked about this?
Mm-hmm. No. Mm-mm.
I must talk about somebody recently, but yeah, at home ec, I learned how to sew, but
Right.
nobody taught me about my cycle.
Right. Even in health class.
No, yeah, exactly. Oh, you were putting a condom on. You think I want to learn how to put a condom on?
I've never put
Nasty.
one on.
Me either.
Ew.
I'm not touching it. Ew.
Ew, I'm not touching it. I'm not putting it in. None of that. You do it.
I'm just gonna. Oh, let me just roll it down. Let me just roll it down.
Absolutely not.
But that's something we want people to know: how to put a condom on a man instead of telling a girl
Right.
how her own cycle works.
Right. Can somebody tell me how to put that cup in when you're on your cycle?
I would love to.
I need to know.
Yeah.
Because literally every time I got my
I'm
whole hand up
scared.
there.
Oh, I've even tried. I have one, but I'm too afraid to try.
Yeah.
If you have a
Somebody
diva
could-
cup or whatever it's
Yeah.
called, a menstrual cup, like,
Send me some instructions.
right, just let us know.
It's not. I'm unwell every time.
Unwell, because I'm
I
like,
love it though.
do you?
Oh, I do.
Oh, so it works.
It works, but you have to get it in the exact right spot.
But what if it gets stuck?
I don't know.
That's my problem. What are you gonna go to the doctor and be like, my cup overfloweth?
And sometimes, especially with the nails, it's kind of hard to yank out.
I can't even get my contacts in with long nails. You know what I mean? Like, I can't imagine.
It's trying.
Yeah.
But yeah, you just gotta.
So when I think of that, I'm like, well, I'm just gonna use a tampon.
But the reason people have been talking about it, like, oh, you gotta try.
Yeah.
And then every time my cycle would start, I would never have tampons. I would have like one light one, and I'm like, what am I gonna do with this?
Right.
So I was like, I ordered it Temu. It's probably killing me. It's probably got toxins in it. But I was like, I'm not ordering an expensive one because I tried to use a disc, and that
What, a dental dam?
I don't know what it was, but it was something. It was wrong. It was not right. I couldn't get it in there right. So I was like, I'm not getting an expensive one because if it doesn't work,
Right.
I'm gonna be pissed.
So you couldn't find one at a drugstore? You had to order from Temu?
I was ordering chargers for my kids because they break a charger once a week. So I was like, oh, look at that. Let me get one. Anyways, we digress. You gotta fold it and it's almost like a tampon. You gotta have it tilted the right way and all that stuff. But that's why I switched to it, because every time my cycle would start, I would never have any tampons.
Yeah.
So I typically wear it, and then I wear period panties.
Mm-hmm.
So just in case it's not in there right,
Yeah.
I don't have an accident. But
Yeah.
can they teach classes on that? And all of it. How to put a tampon in.
Mm-hmm.
How to use that.
Mm-hmm.
Pads. All of that. Why are we learning about how to put a condom on a man?
Yeah, right.
Let's talk about birth control and how it affects your body and what the hormones do to you.
Right. As someone who's on the pill for 16 years, 14. That's crazy, though. That's like,
Mm-hmm.
and that was just the thought, like, oh, you're just going on the pill.
Right.
You're 16, you're going on the pill.
Right. Let's talk about people that are put on the pill for PCOS, but we're not treating the PCOS. We're just
Right.
putting you on the pill because you have a heavy period, or you have a regular period, or like people with endometriosis.
Mm-hmm.
We're just putting you on the pill. What is that doing to your endometriosis? Like, is it helping, or is it just saving you from having a bad period? Let's
Right,
get to
it's
the
just
pits
masking
of
the
it.
symptoms. Right. You're just trying to handle the symptoms. You're not actually addressing the root issue.
Right.
And probably then that could go back to like diet or what the things going about it, and various things. I mean,
Right.
to some degree, that's all gonna be a factor in it.
It's
But
the chicken.
it is
the
chicken.
antibiotic.
And
It's the
Chick-fil-A did
antibiotic.
us dirty. They're like, sorry,
Sorry.
even we can't do antibiotic free anymore. I'm like,
They don't?
no, they just changed it.
Mm.
I saw somebody saying that it didn't taste the same either.
Oh, really?
I haven't been, but yeah,
No.
let us know if you've had their new
I
chicken.
remember when I stopped going to Chick-fil-A because one of our coworkers was like, they don't really like gay people, so I don't eat there.
Oh.
So I had stopped, but then he left, so I eat there. No.
I mean, here's the
That
thing.
chicken.
Chicken hits. The whole experience hits. Everyone is so pleasant. The sauces.
So what, they hate you a little bit.
I mean,
There's a little bit of hate.
there's a bunch of
I
people
think-
who closet hate you as well. They're just not saying it. Chick-fil-A
Exactly.
came out and said it.
A little. It makes the chicken taste
And
better.
I said hate you like I'm speaking directly towards someone gay. I'm not. I'm just saying everybody is like, there are people out here festering hate.
They
for-
probably hate black people too, so, you know.
yeah, they just knew that wouldn't fly.
They can't say that, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Right. That type of like religion.
Yeah, it definitely goes there.
Yeah, like Seventh Day Adventist.
Yeah. Why you get on the 7-day people? What do they do to you?
I don't know. I don't know if I've ever met one, but if I have and you've done something to me, shame on you. Come
Shame
forward
on you.
and tell me about it.
Shame on you.
Yeah. They're not busy on Sundays. I guess I assume that's the 7th day. You think it rotates?
I don't. I think it's always Sunday.
Sunday. That makes sense.
What's the other one? What's the people that knock on your door?
Oh, Jehovah's Witness.
Jehovah Witnesses. I have a couple of friends that were witnesses.
I grew up with a girl who was, I didn't know it then,
Mhm.
that she was one of my good friends.
Mm-hmm. I had a girlfriend like in elementary school, and I always wondered why she couldn't say the Pledge of Allegiance.
Oh,
Yep.
God, could you imagine now? It's so tough.
Oh yeah, you would like
Yeah.
they would kill you
They
now.
crucify you.
Yeah.
You'll stand.
Stand. Take off your hat.
Have some respect.
Show some respect.
Oh,
Wow.
and of course back then we're just like, oh, this is something we do every morning.
Right.
And now I'm like, yo, we are pledging
Yes.
to a flag.
To a flag.
That's giving cult.
Oh, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Cult vibes.
We are gonna upset so many right wing people when they watch this, and I'm sure of it.
They're like, oh no.
They're abortion and talking about the flag.
Oh no. Oh no. Off with their heads. We're canceled.
Canceled.
This is our last episode.
Thankfully, we only have 100 followers. But no, we just listen. I can see. No. I can't.
No.
I can try and see where you're coming from.
I do
but
see. I see this side of saying no, you shouldn't have an abortion. That's not right. I do see it.
Right.
I just don't think you should be able to legislate it because it's not your body. And at the end of the day, having more kids, you're just going to pay more taxes. You'll put more money into the system of paying for taxes for schools, for parks, and all that stuff.
Right.
So I don't understand.
And I just don't understand the argument. Sometimes I'm like, is this just a fight to fight? Because honestly, like a cluster of cells, let's get real.
Right.
Can we be so real?
It's a cluster.
Yeah.
And as a person who has been pregnant and has lost pregnancies, ectopic pregnancies, and also had abortions, it's a cluster.
And I feel like they don't want to call that the procedure like a DNC or whatever it may be. They don't want to call it an abortion. No, it is.
Right.
Right? Because you're terminating a pregnancy that isn't viable. Termination is termination.
So I think with the ectopic one, I had to take DNC medicine and like flush it out.
Which is essentially what an abortion.
Right.
I've not had an abortion,
Right.
so let me be clear. That's not what I'm saying. But I know people who have, and the procedure, and like that'd be the similar thing. Like you take something orally, and then
Goodbye. You know that's on Netflix. Have you watched all three of them?
I've watched them, but not like recently.
Oh, okay. I just watched them. She reminds me. Y'all two remind me of each other.
Looks wise.
All of it. Her cadence, how she talks, how you look. Yeah, you like your facial features. Yeah.
She's talking about Jennifer Lawrence. So I just want to make that point.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Well, we are coming right up on our deadline.
I know.
Because we have the free Podbean. So we're going to have to make the closing arguments here. So, yeah. We'll be back next week. Download us.
I have to stand. My watch is telling me to stand.
My watch is dying. I must have not put it on the charger right last night. But, we got to get home before the solar eclipse.
Oh, yes. I eclipse you all.
Right. So, it's been lovely.
It's been real.
It's been so real.
It's been a little too real. I think next time we'll have to be a little more lighthearted.
Yeah,
we got a little real at the end.
No, we are real, and we need to stick to being us. And here's the thing: you told me that a couple weeks ago that you wanted to talk about it. We didn't last time. We're talking about it this time. It's how you feel, and that's it.
That's it.
That is it. So yeah, let us know what you think. Let us know how you feel.
Yes. Are you unwell?
Yeah, and if so, why? We'd love to feature you.
Yeah, we'll love it.
All right, gang. Peace.